I'm going to try. That's awesome. So I'll give you this, and if you want to go ahead and start reading whenever you're ready.
It was an exciting day at the IQI Academy, the largest university in Clactor 7, home rule in the 5th. All of the Academy students and alumni were pumped for the big game. They were excited for the annual Hisaloo Championship against their arch rivals, a team from Clactor 4. Halfway through the match, when a break in the action came, the rowdy crowd started chanting, "We want the marching band! We want the marching band!" Eventually, the Academy band came stumbling onto the field, making noise that pierced the ears of the crowd. Hundreds of spectators rushed to the exits to get away from the cacophony. When band member Big Dan saw people running, he thought, "Ooh, they must love our performance so much, they want to get our autographs. I can't believe they're cheering that loudly for us. It must mean we're great." However, Barking Dan, Bigren's older brother, wasn't so sure. "I don't think those are cheers," he thought, hearing the booing and seeing the flight of audience members. "You weren't ready to perform in public." After the game, 5 of the marching band members, Vigren Dan, Barking Dan, Nalan Shield, Ted Dahai, and Doik Knotts, decided to form their own musical group. They were sure they would be better than the Academy's band. They'd all met in high school and had a thing for jazz music, an up-tempo style of jazz made popular during the Galactic Republic era. They had all heard about this place called the McGallions Pub and Diner in Kashyyyk, a jazz club that had an open mic night once a week. They decided to name their band TheModalNodes. They arrived at McGallions, enthusiastically signed up to perform, and waited excitedly for their turn. Eventually, the stage manager called their name and sang, "Tonight, making their premiere at McGallions, TheModalNodes." The guys rushed onto the stage with reckless abandon. Doik Knott struggled to drag his instrument, the fanfare, a heavy instrument the size of a droid, onto stage by himself, banging it up in the process. The TheModalNodes launched into their performance, only getting a couple measures into their song before Doik Knott's fanfare broke down. The other band members started panicking and immediately ran off stage, except for Barking Dan, who continued playing his clue horn solo for the rest of the song. "So much for the show must go on," Barking hissed at his bandmates after he left the stage. "Also, we need to take better care of our instruments." But nobody was listening. The rest of the TheModalNodes were already searching for the next place to play. "Hey, I just heard about this club you could play on Naboo called Ichabel's Tavern," exclaimed Nalan Shield. "The audience there will see that we're the best jazz musicians in the galaxy." "That sounds great," said Doik. "Nalan, why don't you book us there?" "Will do," Nalan promised. 3 days later, the band was on a transport ship headed toward Naboo. "I can't wait for our second gig," said Tedden. When the shuttle dropped them off at Ichabel's, Vigren Dan noticed the tavern's marquee read, "Playing tonight, Pink Droid." Nalan, why isn't our name on the marquee like it's supposed to be?" Vigren asked. "Did you book us like you said you would?" "Absolutely, I did get reservations," claimed Nalan, heading into the bar with the band. The TheModalNodes began setting up their instruments, but were interrupted by the manager of Ichabel's Tavern. "Who's our Yusa, and what Yusa doing on my stage?" barked the Gungan manager. "Misa Nosa Pink Droid, and Yusa certainly aren't them." "We're the TheModalNodes, here to play at your bar tonight," announced Vigren. "Nolan called and got us reservations for tonight," claimed Tedden. The tavern's manager checked his notebook and replied, "Yusa did get reservations with your name. For dinner for 5 tonight." The band was not happy, and they left the tavern angrily. Thanks a lot, Nalan," snarked Barking Dan. But he didn't tell me it was only a dinner reservation. How was I supposed to know that? Claims Nolan, trying to defend his incompetence. That stupid manager scammed us. Let's never go there again. Believe me, we won't, muttered Vigrin. I'm too embarrassed. 4 days later, 10 came with some news. Hey, guys, I had to call 436 places before I found someone who would let us play, but I finally found a place. It's a cantina on Mos Eisley on Tatooine. Isn't Mos Eisley a little rough? Nolan worried. So is our music, muttered Karkin. A week later, the modal nodes were on a ship heading for Tatooine. Third time's a charm, thought Vigrin, hoping they'd do well. Upon arrival at the Mos Eisley Cantina, the band brought their instruments on stage and introduced themselves. They began playing their music. For the first time, something did immediately go wrong. Wow, I think we're actually starting to shine, thought Vigrin. However, not 30 seconds later, a guy at the bar got his arm cut off with a lightsaber, and soon after, a blaster fight started. Yikes, thought Doig, seeing the shooting in the crowd. Doig was going to tell his bandmates to run, but he decided that the show must go on. The modal nodes continued playing through the fighting and shooting. After completing an entire show for the first time, the band felt proud. As they loaded their equipment into an X-34 land speeder, Vigrin congratulated the guys and suggested they get more serious about their music so they could play better clubs. Though they got off to a rocky start, thanks to hard work and dedication, the Modal Nodes became one of the best-selling jazz bands in the Outer Rim territory.